All right. All right. We appear to be live again, and we are here. Episode 82 on the Good Old Wrestling Podcast. Um, you can find me at the GOWP at gmail.com or the TGOW podcast show on Twitter. And let's get on with this week in wrestling. I know I'm a day late and we were off last week. I apologize. Uh, you know, this isn't my full time job. I wish it was. And so sometimes things come up and that's life and it happens. So we kick off with the Roman Reigns. I don't have a copyright for any of this. I hope it doesn't. Anyway, um, so since he's no longer on Raw, we get him again for 2 weeks, 3 straight weeks, whatever the case may be. Um, but he's out, and he's interrupted very soon in with Shane McMahon, who is also not on Raw. And so he claims that he's going to make the big dog tap out. That I'm hoping I can get through this show without the kiddies coming in. Um, so he gets interrupted very soon in by Shane McMahon, not on Raw, who claims he's going to make the big dog tap out. And yeah, I'm not going to. You hear that? Yeah, the kids. So, um, let me mute my mic 1 second and see what they are up to. And yeah, give me 1 sec. Yeah, that was embarrassing, and we're back. So, all right, adjusted. And anyway, so he threatens that he's going to make Roman tap out. And immediately, of course, we get, you know, you can't, son. You rely on Drew and help, and you can't beat me. Which really, he can't. I mean, shit, he can't. So out comes the overrated Scottish whatever Drew McIntyre. Show us some respect. And then we get a little trash talk, and then we get the revival out and the Usos out. But we're rolling right into what's already scheduled, which is Usos revival versus each other with Shane and Roman. And so we get our 6 man tag. And it's I don't like 6 man tags. You guys know that by now. But we end up getting Drew hitting a Claymore kick on a Uso and winning. And then of course we have a Roman Reigns Drew McIntyre face off in there. And after the match, we get the now normal, whatever you want to call it, beatdown of Roman Reigns, 4-on-1, and they hold him up and then let Shane get the spear in on him. So whatever, it's just building. We're building. We're building. And so the word on the street is that Lesnar is going to cash in his title, well, his briefcase title shot tonight. Tonight. So we'll see how that pans out as well. But for now, we get the Miz show. And we are featuring Seth Rollins and a little interview, and we get a few celebrities in the house with who was it? McConaughey, Lance Armstrong, and it's cool. But it's all a setup. So where's Brock? Where is Lesnar? So almost immediately we get Lesnar out, and um, he says if Lesnar cashed in, I would be relieved. I have to be focused on what will be, and tonight or Friday, whenever I'm facing Corbin, and I won't have to look over my shoulder all the damn time, which is true. It's like the 24/7 title, but legit and not cheesy and dumb. And so it's Lesnar, and you get him coming in, and he's coming in late. So heaven forbid this bitch be on time for work if he's going to show up. And there he's running down, apparently cashing in, and no, it's just a stunt to fuck with him. He's like, don't cash, don't cash. So whatever. And then we get the Mexican tag team thing out, and then we get that overhyped, inbred, racist motherfucker with the underbite bust in. He looks like a grown man cleaning up a yard full of kids, and he's probably a pedophile as well, so that's not good either. He's a waste of the brand. He's a waste of airtime, and he needs to be gone. I mean, real life, he's a racist ass, far right Nazi, and I will never give him credit, airtime, nothing. Anyway, iconic. It's iconic. Talking some shit in the back, and we get Alexa Bliss back, apparently. Fun, fun, fun. And Nikki Cross teaming up with her, and she made her accent like super thick. She's pouring it on, and is it just me or like her shirt? If you look, the C, how you do it on here, the C is looks like a G, so it's like Nikki Gross. That's just what I want to call her all the time. And then we get Becky Lynch, and I don't have her queued. Oops. Oh well. So she comes out, and this is like the continuing saga of we we have no brands, right? They haven't mentioned like 3 or 4 being on Raw and 3 and 4 being on SmackDown. They're just showing up here, there, and everywhere. So is it going to be? I kind of like the idea. So if you have everyone on both shows, then your Raw champion, your SmackDown champion, just creates more belts. So it's just a Raw champion, SmackDown champion. It doesn't mean you're on Monday, Tuesday, you know, whatever it may be. I don't know how they're going to do it, but it just seems to be that way now. To me, anyway. That's just how it seems. So we get Lacey Evans and we get um, Charlotte and then the match. And we get Becky Lynch winning it at the end. It's the same thing over. It's almost like all the hype, well, I wouldn't say hype, all the momentum they built in the women's division where matches were better than the men's and they were exciting is disappearing. And if they're not careful, they're going to lose it. And they're trying to build it without Rousey. So if they do it without her, then if they did it with her and then they lose it, then all the talk is just going to be, well, it was all Rousey. It was nothing to do with you. Um, we'll see. Apparently, the year of Rousey was just that a year. I heard the rumor mill that said she was just doing a year, and apparently that was more than a rumor mill. Apparently, it was right, and so we'll see. We'll see where the women's are going, and there we go. But we get Rey Mysterio, who is injured, and he is going to do the right thing as a man and as a champion. But then we get Fat Boy out, that ignorant bitch, waste of space with his little Mexican mullet, and he's just shit, you know. Ray does tell him, I have won belts my entire career, and he's right. And he relinquishes to Samoa Joe, but it's the only belt Joe's ever had, and it's because he sucks. Stop hyping this mother. Let him go. And anyway, so I was hoping someone would step in and be like, no, you're relinquishing. It's open. You don't get to choose. We'll have a match and determine. But it didn't happen. And of course, the sackless Samoa um, attacks Ray from behind as well. And, gets him in the clutch and all that. Or lighting. And so, Braun Strowman. So, kind of a gimmicky little thing. He has Bobby Lashley in a arm wrestling match. Yay. They push the table off, talk smack, whatever. And they have to chalk up because the grip slipped and smacked him in the. It's just whatever. Finally, we get him to fight, and Strowman takes him out, and then you have Lashley put chalk in his eyes, whatever. And then we get Cross in the ring, Nikki Gross, and 1-on-1 she wins, and we have Bliss walking around with a little coffee, and she gets it kicked out of her hand, which then she falls, and she's all upset, and then she comes in and loses her shit and starts being. I think it's just her physical progression back into the ring, test out her injury, see how she feels, and then we're all good. And then we get Seth Rollins out to deliver, I guess, a promo, what not, and of course you're going to get Lesnar out, and we're getting in the final hour here of Raw. So we get the Lesnar music, and then quiet, and then Lesnar music, and then quiet, and then Corbin finally comes out, and you get a little scuttle, and then Lesnar with the briefcase again. So he comes out, he low blows on Rollins, a chair, and then beats him F5 on the outside, which is a overrated ass move. I mean, you just throw them in the air, let them land. They're all trained to land. It's weak. It's weak. And Heyman, looking more confused than ever, is like, cash it in. And Brock's like, no, no, no. I'm not going to do it. And he's Friday. I'll catch it on Friday. We're doing it Friday. So Friday is the new today. So Heyman is all confused, and I apologize for the background. Usually I do this at a different time. And he barely has it out of his mouth before Orton drops his music, comes out, and, well, we have Triple H out. Well, I'm sorry. Let me restart. The we get Orton out. We get uh, Triple H out. It's just setting up their match. But Orton does ask him to retrieve his balls from Stephanie's purse, which is pretty cool. And we get uh, Corbin backstage talking smack about being attacked or whatever. Nobody cares. And boom. So yeah, I'm going to have to answer that, and we will pick this back up in a minute.